Hey there, guys. I want to welcome you to another episode of the August Moon Podcast. Today, I've been thinking about what to talk about, and today, I think it's very important to talk about something that you may not correlate right off as affecting your health, but it actually does. Now, I'm trying to give you a well-rounded knowledge of things you can do to improve your health that you're not going to get from your doctor. And there are multiple ways of getting to a true healing that have been proven, and some of which have not. And things like acupuncture, the World Health Organization, they came out with a study and said that they actually support it, that it's a legitimate method of healing, and that there's actually merit to it medically. So that's just an example. Now, there's a lot of different things, like I said, you can do to heal. Now, today, I want to talk about how clutter affects you. Let me turn on my notes here. Now, there have been several studies that have been done that have shown the connection between your brain health and your body health, as well as your emotional health, when you live in a cluttered environment. Now, looking at things, there have been some studies done, like one of them was done in 2011, where they did an MRI scan of people, and they found the people that, when they cleared the clutter out of their house, people that had clutter, that their actual ability to focus and process information increased. So that shows that clutter actually has an effect on our mental ability to stay mentally sharp. Another study, which was done in 2016, found that background clutter resulted in participants being less able to correctly interpret emotional expressions of faces of characters in movies. And they also found that it caused sleep problems in people with clutter. So, what do I mean by clutter? A lot of us have papers lying around, we have books, we've got things we need to get cleaned up so that we don't have them in our life. And we don't correlate these things as causing us the distress or problems that we're having. Another study showed that low levels of cortisol and adrenaline were released, which are the stress hormones associated with flight and fight response, when people had clutter in their house. It also contributed to people having more negative relationships with people in their life, including their intimate relationships, when there was clutter. So there is a show that has been on Netflix, and it is Tidying Up is the name of it, and it's by a woman named Marie Kondo, who has written several best-selling books, one of which is The Joy of Tidying Up. And what she does is she goes into people's house and she tells them, this is what you need to do. You need to take one area of your house, let's say you're going to do a shelf in your closet. You're going to pull everything off. Let's say you set it on your bed, and you're going to hold each one up one by one, and you're going to close your eyes as you do this after you've looked at it, and you're going to hold it up to your heart, and you're going to see if it brings you joy. If it does not bring you joy, you just, without looking at it and paying attention to it, put it in the donate pile, throwaway pile, rejection pile, whatever you're going to do. And you do this with every item, and then systematically you go through each room in your house. And if you do that, not only will you have higher vibrational products, things, objects, clothing in your house, because they'll all be stuff that brings you joy, but you'll have cleared the clutter out, and this will then help you in multiple areas. Your relationships will improve, your sleeping will improve slightly, you will have less stress hormones pumping through your body if you have less clutter around, and that's one of the reasons that's causing it. Um, so it's very important that you keep a clean house and a clean office, a clean car. Um, you might want to do some research on Marie Kondo. I know she has partnered with the Container Store, and she has contributed her products and cleaning method to help boost people's life and help them live a tidy, healthier life. Now, when you go to your doctor, and I keep emphasizing this, your doctor doesn't ask you what foods you ate that might have contributed to your illness. They don't ask you what supplements you're taking, and if they do, it's minor, and a lot of times it's because you brought it up and mentioned it and made a big deal about it. They don't talk about your exercise, your mental health, your emotions, none of that. That is just not even paid attention to. All they deal with is your symptoms, and they're looking for giving you a prescription drug, or they're going to give you surgery. And if that doesn't happen, then you walk out of the office and it kind of feels like a wasted visit in a lot of cases. So we are more than just a straight body with symptoms. And in the US specifically, getting access to healthcare is getting increasingly more difficult. Even if you are able to afford insurance, a lot of times you still can't pay the co-pays on a regular basis. And you can't pay the medication fees that you still have to pay what your insurance company is not covering. And so a lot of people, even with insurance, may skip some medications to prolong it. They may go every other day. They may not go to the doctor as often because they have to pay the copay. They determine, entertainment money, food, money to help my children out, or my friends, or my spouse, or whatever, and pay my mortgage, my other bills, my rent, or my medication. And so they make sacrifices. And this is a huge problem in the US. And people are making it out that if we had easy access to medical care, that it's the most evil, most satanic, hellish thing that could ever happen on this planet. And I think it is actually one of the most loving things to allow people to have access to affordable health care where they do not have to skip meals, skip medications, not go to the doctor when they are sick, tough it out, even in some cases die, or wait till they're so bad that they go to the hospital and they're on their last leg. Now, back to what I'm talking about with the clutter. They also found that people that had clutter had more fatigue in their life. Because if you're having stress hormones pumping out, and on a subconscious level, your mind isn't thinking clearly, it's kind of draining on you. And having a level of adrenaline constantly running, being pumped out of your body into your bloodstream, that does drain you. And what it does, it taxes your adrenal glands, which sit above your kidneys and are responsible for the adrenaline. And you need a little bit of adrenaline to have normal energy. But when it's overpumping, overstimulated, it causes things like fatigue and the breakdown of other body systems and organs that then contribute to you getting sick. So the moral, or the thing that you need to take from this, is to keep your house clean, your office and your every area of your life clean. And I really like the Marie Kondo method. You can look her up on YouTube, and you can also watch her show on Netflix, Tidying Up. It makes cleaning so much more fun. You can put on some really fun music that you love to listen to, and then what you can do is take each item, like I said, and just hold it up to you and say, Like I'll take something from my desk, and I'll take, let's say for instance, this pen, and I'll hold it, and I'll just think, does this bring me joy? I don't analyze whether it serves a purpose, nothing. bring joy. If it doesn't, rejection pile. If it does bring me joy, then I would save it. And so, go through each area of your life, start doing this, and seeing if you don't notice that your stress levels start to die down. You might be doing everything right in every other area of your life, but if you are walking into a dirty house, you're going to notice that it doesn't feel as good. It's kind of like, imagine you're going to your bed and you have dirty sheets. You just don't sleep as well as when you've got brand new, fresh, clean sheets that smell good and just are so comfortable because of how clean they are. So if you can keep things like that clean, hang your clothes up, vacuum, dust, tidy up, and if you can't, find someone to help you out. I know my sister goes and helps my grandmother, who's 94 years old, and cleans her house periodically to help her out. And it makes a huge difference. And sometimes we just need to get out there and ask someone for a little bit of help, or we need to give ourselves the impetus to do our own cleaning and tidying up by watching Marie Kondo's little short clips on YouTube, where she kind of shows you how to do her method of cleaning. And you can see the Netflix series and try that. So you need to start thinking of yourself, like I've said, outside of just thinking of yourself as symptoms, medication, and surgery. You have hormones that are released by the thoughts you're thinking, which then contribute to emotions, and you have mental thoughts, like I said, your emotions, you have a spirit, you have things that you're consuming, eating, toxic chemicals you're absorbing or using and getting around you that are also contributing to your health. And you need to take these all in a balance where you look at each area of your life. Like you could even write like a circle on a paper, and you could take, one area. You could say your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your, let's see what else. Then your other areas of your life. You could just put other. Now, write those all down, and you could systematically go and analyze each area. The next thing you could do is you could write down things like things you're consuming, products you're putting on your body or in your environment, like let's say room deodorizer, which if it doesn't have natural essential oils, and that goes for any cleaning product or product you may use, including cologne, deodorant, etc., that doesn't have 100% essential oils, is releasing chemical estrogens. There's other toxins outside of chemical estrogens that you might be absorbing in your body. And you might write that down. Then the foods you're eating, and then the emotions, and that can include TV programs, radio things you're listening to, people you're hanging out with. They might be triggering emotional reactions out of you that are then helping make you sick in the long run. And you may not be correlating this, that, your back pain is because you've been hanging out with so-and-so who irritates you so bad, or that your work is so damn stressful and you actually hate the damn job, but you have to work there, and that's causing you another problem. Or you're arguing constantly with someone that you're in a relationship with, and that's then leading to you being sick elsewhere. Now, a lot of times it's not going to be as pronounced as that, where you're going to be able to say, I correlate the fact that I got upset with my husband with now having, let's say, arthritis. But we do know, and studies have been done showing that emotions do have an effect on our body, and that emotional states can contribute to illness, and that the foods we eat can make you either more well, sicker, or contribute to you actually getting huge diseases like cancer. Alcohol is a big one. They've correlated alcohol with getting different types of cancers like stomach cancer, pancreas cancer, liver cancers, all different types of cancers, colon, and that's a correlation with things you consume. And they've also found that when you do things like eat more organic fruits and vegetables, that your risk for a lot of diseases starts to go down. And they found, like, for instance, consuming more olive oil, it decreased your chance of getting dementia, as you were less likely to. And along with dementia, Parkinson's, because that's in the same family of diseases. So we need to keep looking at all areas of our life. And you might have these two charts, the one with the products and the foods and the people and etc. you're hanging out with, and the other one with like the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and other. And go down every day and kind of just do a little check-in with yourself and kind of see how each area is going. In the beginning, looking at, let's say, your shampoo bottle or your deodorant and the ingredient list and the perfume and the room spray that you use, etc., might be seeming a little bit tedious to be checking out to see what they might have in there that might be contributing to putting toxins in your body that are unnecessary. But over time, you'll naturally start to notice that it becomes so easy that you don't have to do it, and you naturally know what to use, and you're able to keep your house fresh, get everything done without having to have the toxins in your life. And the same goes with the food. And I told you in the last episode that you make an inner shift emotionally and mentally, then the amount of supplements you need and the amount of external healing you need is a lot less. So I'm going to go on further to tell you that if you do an inner shift and you shift yourself to a higher vibration by becoming more positive, happier, thinking better thoughts, watching TV programs that are more positive, not listening to negative news, hanging out with people that are more positive, you're going to notice that you naturally, you don't even have to even talk yourself into it, start gravitating to higher vibrational foods like organic food and more fruits and vegetables and things that support you. And it doesn't become tedious at all. So keeping that in mind, it might be in your best interest to start looking at how you can start to become more positive internally, how you can start to resolve the negative. And today, I'm challenging you to clear the clutter in your house so that you can start seeing if you can notice a decrease in your stress levels, an increase in your productivity and your sense of well-being, and you can notice little things that may have bothered you don't bother you quite as much, and that relationships with people in your life start to improve just a little bit. So pay attention to these things and check them out. Maybe keep a little log. And if this helps you, I'd love to hear. And if it doesn't, well, at least you're going to have a cleaner house and one that smells good and feels good. And I don't see anything wrong or anything to lose by having a cleaner house, cleaner environment. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. This one was a little bit difficult for me to talk about, only because it didn't seem to flow as much, but there's a lot of good information about keeping yourself in a tidy environment. And I hope to be talking about something that flows a little bit better and that I feel more passionate about next week. But today, this is what we talked about. Now, if you have any questions or comments about any health-related topic, anything related to nutritional supplements, an issue you're dealing with, mental, emotional, whatever, I'm willing to talk about that. And you can contact me at justin@august-moon.com. Again, that's justin@august-moon.com. And I look forward to chatting with you in the next episode of the August Moon Podcast.